Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time, Frosty time. Tea time, Frosty time. Me time, Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
His goals against average went down. His save percentage went up. And it will again today.
We know that after the sixth goal, Vegas was their goals per game had climbed to 3.82. It was just a little bit behind Boston. Then they got the seventh goal, so it'll climb even closer, if not ahead of Boston. So, like we said, the Golden Knights are one of the best scoring teams in the playoffs, maybe the best scoring team in the playoffs, and they're doing it with depth.
Well, Gary, there will be plenty to talk about over the next couple of days. Unlike the series between the Knights and the Dallas Stars, there was just one day in between. They're going to have 2 days in between games. Do you think that helps the Knights, hurts the Knights, helps the Panthers, hurts the Panthers?
I think it helps the Knights. It's been a long run. Florida is banged up, so the problem for Florida, they're banged up, but I don't know where they go, right? They lost a forward and they brought in.
Yeah, they scratched Zach Dalby and they put Casey Fitzgerald in.
But my point is, when they went down a forward, when they lost Luosterainen, they had to bring in Zach Dalby. Right, Zach Dalby is not Phil Kessel. He's not Paul Cotter. He's not Teddy Bluger. He's not Pavel Dorofeev.
And Casey Fitzgerald is not Ben Hutton.
Exactly. That's my whole point. Yeah. So for Vegas, an opportunity for the players that are in their lineup, which, the health has been on their side, they get a rest. I don't know what Paul Maurice and Bill Zito can do. Maybe they've got some guys on their taxi squad that could come in and help out. The other thing,
Joe, I would just mention Giovanni Smith did take warm-ups today. So he would be, if you're taking warm-ups, the coaching staff has to at least have you in mind as a potential player to go in.
There you go. But maybe Gudas, if Gudas is good enough to go, do you have to go 11-7 again? The problem with them going 11-7, they don't have anybody right now that you want to be double shifting.
No.
Barkov, I guess, right? But
even if you look at game one, Gudas did miss a little bit of time, but he did come back. Mahura played just over 11 minutes, and Gudas played just over 11 minutes.
Yeah.
In other words, you got to have Montour, who played just about 26 minutes in game one, and on and on and on. So, yeah, it's a different spot for Paul Maurice to find those minutes as compared to Bruce Cassidy, who's getting everything he needs from every part of his lineup. Again, 12 different players recorded points today, which doesn't even begin to show how everybody in the lineup contributed. It's just a theme and a way to statistically observe how much the Knights are using the entire lineup. And as you continue to point out, Gary, look at who they have waiting in the wings if need be. Future Hall of Famer and Conn Smythe winner Jonathan Quick is the number 2 goalie. Major upgrade over Alex Lyon. No disrespect to Alex. And then you've got Phil Kessel in the press box, along with your Teddy Bluger, your Paul Cotter, and so on and so on. That's just the way it is.
Well, we should get off so that.
Well, we don't carry the.
No, we don't. No, we should tonight because he's going to be something else, Paul Maurice.
Yeah. So just for the listeners at home, we are listening to the press conference room downstairs. You can't hear it, but we can.
Dan understands how the radio thing works. I don't. I do what Dan tells me to do. So,
right. So
when I hear something in my ear, I usually think that you can hear it.
But it's someone from the NHL's public relations department telling the media who is coming up. And as you know, on the radio, we carry Bruce Cassidy's press conference live, and the losing coach goes first. So we've got a little bit of time before Bruce Cassidy speaks. So we will have that. We will have Ryan Wallace with the full post-game show, highlights, reaction, and, of course, your phone calls. It'll be fun to hear the phone calls today on a Monday evening.
You bet. Yeah. See you on the plane.
Sounds good. Knights travel tomorrow to Sunrise, and they will play Game 4 on Thursday. See if they can take a 3-0 series lead, as they had in the Western Conference Final against the Stars. Again, the final, Vegas 7, Florida 2 in Game 2. The winning goaltender is Adin Hill. He is 9-3 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And Aiden Hill today makes 29 saves on 31 shots. The losing goaltender is Sergei Bobrovsky. He's now 11-4, 0 for 2 in this series. The Golden Knights did chase Bobrovsky after 4 goals. He finishes with 9 saves on 13 shots. Alex Lyon in relief, no decision for him. He made 12 saves on 15 shots. So of the 7 goals, 4 against Bobrovsky, 3 against Alex Lyon. Stars of today's game: Brett Howden was the number 3 star. Ivan Barbashev, the number 2 star. And Jonathan Marchessault, the number 1 star. Time of the game was 2 hours and 38 minutes. And the crowd at T-Mobile Arena today, 18,561. And that is the highest attendance in 2023, regular or postseason. How about that? Big thanks to our engineers in the broadcast booth. Joe Sands, Ray Regal pushing all the right buttons. Thanks to our broadcast assistant, Justin Russo. And, of course, our statistician extraordinaire, Ray LaBeouf. Big thanks to Bobby Machado back in our studio. And for Golden Knights insider Gary Lawless, Dan Duva saying so long from T-Mobile Arena. And have a great night, everybody. Post-game show is next with Ryan Wallace, presented by Dollar Loan Center. You're listening to this Stanley Cup Final on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Thanks for listening to the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network. Vegas Golden Knights Hockey. Stay tuned for the Vegas Golden Knights post-game show. Coming up next, here on the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their bedtime extended. You can get what you want even later, like the Baconator with 6 strips of bacon, or the perfect fries and Frosty Duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary.
The growth at Rad Diversified has been incredible. My name is Dutch Mendenhall, CEO and co-founder at Rad Diversified. While the market continues to plummet, we continue to deliver incredible results for our investors through our diverse and lucrative portfolio of real estate and cash flowing investment. In less than 3 years, the value at Rad REIT has more than doubled. See what makes us rad at raddiversified.com today. That's RAD diversified.com.
It's time for the Vegas Golden Knights postgame show presented by AAA Insurance. Now here's Ryan Wallace on the Golden Knights Radio Network.
Welcome into tonight's postgame show presented by AAA Insurance. The Vegas Golden Knights defeat the Florida Panthers 7-2 and take a 2-0 series lead in the Stanley Cup Final. The Golden Knights just 2 wins away as the series shifts from Las Vegas to Sunrise, Florida. And to help us break this one down, we go back to the radio booth, bring in the voice of the Golden Knights, Dan Duva. And you know what, Dan? We're going to start with the offense, right? For the Golden Knights, they put 5 on the board, 4 against Bobrovsky in game number 1, and 7 on the board tonight. I don't know that, we should be surprised at how proficient the Golden Knights have been offensively, but they are taking this to a different level.
Yes, indeed. And when you look at the number of games in which the Knights have put up this number of goals, I'll just break it down for you. 4+ goals in a single postseason, right? So how many times have they scored 4 goals? Well, now today, 13 times, 13 times in 19 games, they have put up 4 goals. In their previous run, 2020, it only happened 8 times. In 2021, 6 times. 2018, when they got to the final, only 5 times. And then the impressive number, actually, in just one round in 2019, they did it 4 times and lost the series in 7 games. But again, that's a big separation. 13 times in 19 games, they have scored 4 or more goals. That is something. And it is coming from up and down the lineup. We kind of ran through it a little while ago with 12 different players recording points today. 3 games in a row. It's been in double-digit players. All 19 skaters got points in the conference final against Dallas. And all of this, Ryan, is Jack Eichel having not put up a goal since the second round. He's putting up assists, but the Knights can find other guys to put it in the goal. He is setting up his teammates to score goals.
And, I'm glad you brought up Jack, because obviously he takes that big hit in the second period from Matthew Tkachuk, says that he's got the wind knocked out of him, comes back in the third period, and all he does on his first shift since that hit is set up a goal. I marvel at just how good Jack has been. You mentioned he hasn't scored goals, but he's been instrumental in where the Golden Knights are right now.
He's now got 16 assists during the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that is one away from the franchise record. Riley Smith had 17 during the 2018 run to the final, and that was just 20 games. Jack has played 19 games, and there will be at least a game 20 and 21. We'll see what happens. But again, Jack now with 2 assists today, so up to 16 for the playoffs. I said it to Jack on our pregame interview today. He's skating so well, and it just forces the other team to take notice. They can't help but back off. He can't help but draw attention to Jack, which allows the other very talented Golden Knights to do their thing. It's not a coincidence that Jonathan Marchessault ends up with 3 points today, that Ivan Barbashev had now more points with the Knights in the playoffs than he did with the Knights in the regular season. I mean, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Again, the goals have not been there of late. He still has 6, not bad. But it is just how much of a force Jack Eichel has been in the selflessness to make sure that his teammates are taking advantage of opportunities. He is driving the Golden Knights offense. It is as simple as that.
When you mentioned Jonathan Marchessault, and this is 12 goals now in his last 12 games, all throughout the toughest stretch of play in the postseason. Jonathan, you've been around him for a long time. Is this the best hockey you're seeing Jonathan play?
Yes. That's a great question, Ryan. And it's been a long time. Saw Jonathan in Calder Cup playoffs. It's a decade ago. And watched him as an opponent. Saw him in the minor leagues on an everyday basis when we both happened to be in the Lightning organization. And though I did not watch him on a nightly basis that year he spent with the Florida Panthers, pretty much other than that year, I watched pretty much every game that he's played, including his time with the Golden Knights. He has been the pace setter for this team in points, goals, assists, regular season, and postseason now, overtaking Riley Smith for the most points in Knights playoff history. But it is more than that. I mean, he's got the finish right now. He's got the finish. But I think, Ryan, that what is happening around him, he's just got an extra step. And, Ryan, it sounds like Bruce Cassidy is about to address the media, if you'd like to check in with the head coach.
All right, great stuff as always, Dan. Thanks for jumping on here. Let's go downstairs to Bruce Cassidy.
Probably our benchmark for the season. This was very good. Our start was good. We finished some plays, which helps. Got a big save in the breakaway early. We had a good ozone shift, so it wasn't like we had a big breakdown. It's a good play by them to sneak away. Got the save, and then special teams were good. We need them to be. Then you get to 4-0, and after the second period, I think there's parts there we might have lost our competitive edge for some shifts. And you got to be real careful of that this time of the year. It's not a January game where the team's moving on to their next opponent. So are we. So we talked about that between periods, and so I liked our game. Obviously, there's still things we'll look at that we know we can do better. But at the end of the day, it's a good performance by us. Our guys were ready to play.
Front left. Jesse Granger at The Athletic. How worried were you when Jack left the ice the way he did after the hit? And how big was that for the group for him to come back and set up a goal on his first shift?
Yeah, obviously when it happens. But he got up. He skated off. That's always step number one. He's not, on the ice and needing assistance. So he got hit hard. In between periods, I asked him. He's fine. And that's... it's easier to laugh about, not laugh, but so it's okay to get hit in June. This is part of the journey. It hurts to win, and it's not supposed to be easy. So good for him. I think he saw some of it coming, but not enough to get out of the way. It was a clean hit. That's hockey. And we were very, very, I think, as a group, great to see him come back. Not only does it give us juice, but sometimes it can take away juice from the other team if they, see a guy come back. So it was good for the group.
Left side, second row.
Bruce Seawinder from Associated Press. You said yesterday your power play has been hit or miss all year. Very good tonight. How nice is it to see it clicking at this particular time?
Well, you know, if you're playing against one of the most penalized teams in the league in the regular season and the most in the playoffs, so you're going to get on the power play. That you know, if you're working to draw your penalties, so you might as well. It's important that it's working, because if not, you can really lose momentum, and they can gain momentum from kills. So that's the importance of it right now. We score 5-on-5. We've won a lot of games without having it to perform at a high level, but it's certainly another weapon or another way to create offense that you know, that's going to help. So it's picking a good time to get going.
Left side, standing up.
How much of toughness is discipline?
Toughness, you know, there's probably a lot of things that go into it. The description of that, taking a hit to make a play, blocking shots. It's not about fighting and winning your puck battles. To me, discipline is more the mental toughness part of it, right? Knowing that it's easy to retaliate and get your sort of instant gratification, but you know, to hold it in takes a lot more. And try to pick your spot later, especially if you feel you've been wronged out there. And listen, hockey can be a violent game. So, I mean, that's why guys lose it. They're disciplined sometimes. And we get it, but we've done a terrific job, I think, of getting it back. If there's pockets of the game that looks like it might disappear, let's get it back to, you know, sort of reset, focus on your next shift and get back to playing. That's a credit to the group. It's a mature group. And, you know, if we have to take a punch in the face, you know, to win, and the guys understand there's going to be a little bit of that.
Right side, second row.
Dan Rosen, NHL.com. Bruce, do you feel through these first two games that your depth is just overwhelming them?
I think our depth has been a strength all year. That's how I'll answer it. And I think it's one of the reasons. It is the biggest reason we are still here, why we beat Winnipeg, Edmonton, Dallas, and why we're heading against Florida. If that answers your question, I just feel that we have the best team from player 1 through 20. That's just how I feel. They might have some better players or a better penalty killer power play or was brought up goaltender. Now we're starting to see that our guy's pretty good too. So I do believe it's been the big strength of our team. Whether it's overwhelming, and that, you know, that's a strong word. I just think it's been really good for us.
Left side, third row.
François Gagnon from RDS in Montreal. Bruce, I just want to come back on discipline. It's one thing to ask the players to be disciplined. It's another thing to get it. And how tough is it to make sure that, you know, you said you take a punch in the face and you have to take it? Well, how much is it tough to make sure that you get it?
That's the Martinez, that's the Pietrangelos in the room, you know, that have won. They know what the journey, what it involves. And you may get an opponent where it's not required as much. But, you know, typically it is. If you're going to play a series and the temperature goes up, it's just going to be required. I think every guy understands that. Honestly, even the guys that haven't won, that have been in, you know, had previous experience, they know that's it. And you got to decide. And so that's on the player and good for our guys, really good for our guys. Now, I think if it's projected from the coaching staff and the leaders, yes, then it should be kind of into the team. And I think it started with this team a long time ago. Guys that long before I got here, but it was certainly an area that we talked about all season, like stay off the refs, worry about your next shift, play whistle to whistle. We feel that tonight's game is a man's game. We can perform fine in those games. In fact, we can excel in those games, and our guys understand that. And a certain amount of excelling in those games is knowing there is going to be some hits you're going to get on the wrong side of, or some battles, and you know, you got to make sure you hit back in those situations and win your share of battles. And I think our guys are really good at that.
Take two more questions, front left.
Danny Webster, Las Vegas Sun. Bruce, you expected pushback from them, and obviously Aiden had another strong game, but between that and the two goals at the time those goals came, how huge was the first period in setting the tone tonight?
Well, you know, what happens in the playoffs, usually the team will respond that's on the wrong end of the score, right? So we've seen that a lot. We've been there. I don't think Florida's lost consecutive games since the first round at home, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, you expect that. So scoring first matters. You get it on a power play. I think was that the Montour penalty, the first one too. It's it's not a penalty preventing a goal or scoring chance, right? So you want to take advantage of those, and that helps you get going, get the next one, and now maybe you've got maybe the goaltender has a little doubt in his mind, who's been very, very good. So it's all about creating some doubt too for them, because they've been the story of the playoffs. So we want to put some doubt in their mind, and I think that start did that.
Ed Graney Review Journal, you talked about the breakaway save. He also had 6 on a PK. Before it got out of hand, can you judge Aiden's performance before the margin kind of grew?
Well, I mean, the third goal, again, they hadn't shot a puck in the net. You know what I mean? Like, one went in off Aiden himself, Stalls the other night. The other one went off White Cloud. Tonight's the first one went off Marty. So, I mean, he's stopping everything he's seeing, right? Which is great for us and great for him. That's can be a real event. I mean, if you ask Florida, I didn't see every game of their previous series. It sounds like their guy was playing unbelievable too, right? It can give your team a huge lift, and you can relax. Not every mistake is magnified in those situations. So, it's what's required this time of year. We don't want to rely on him over and over. I think later in the second period, we got a little bit like that. We took some penalties and let's not put it all on him, but there's going to be stretches of games. I've said this, we're an imperfect team where we need him to be that guy, and he has been.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
That was head coach Bruce Cassidy as he addressed the media after tonight's 7-2 victory for the Vegas Golden Knights. They take Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final and lead the series 2-0 before Games 3 and 4 in Sunrise, Florida. We're back with more on the AAA Insurance postgame show, presented by Dollar Loan Center. This is the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
STN Sports is the only sports betting app you need this season. STN Sports has it all. In-play betting, mobile parlay cards, the Play Plus card to fund and withdraw from anywhere in Nevada, and a $50 new sign-up bonus. STN Sports even lets you earn rewards for every bet. Safe and easy betting from your phone or tablet. Go to stationcasinosports.com or sign up at any Station Casino or Wildfire. Details available at all sports books.
I'm a talking gopher, here to encourage you to buy insurance, because you should always listen to the advice of spokes animals. After all, who knows more about protecting your home and car than an articulate gopher like me? So let's get down to it.
This spokes animal has been interrupted by AAA Insurance. With affordable auto and home insurance, plus America's most recommended roadside, AAA doesn't need talking gophers, because we offer coverage confidence. Visit AAA.com for details and choose coverage confidence. AAA, outsmart life.
Attention Knights fans! Are you looking for the perfect spot to watch the playoffs? Look no further than Betfred at Mohegan Sun Sportsbook. With a $25 wager, you'll be entered for a chance to win lower-level tickets to upcoming playoff games. Join us for the ultimate watch party experience, filled with excitement, energy, and, of course, hockey. Head over to the Betfred at Mohegan Sportsbook. Place your bets and let the games begin. See you there. Must be 21 years of age or older. Please game responsibly.
Listen up! Your share at winning over $500,000 in free fuel and products is just a tap away with the Terrible Social House app. Yes! With a qualifying purchase at the pump or in-store, you can shop, spin, and win directly on your phone. Win free products that you can redeem instantly in-store, or if you're feeling lucky, you could land on free fuel towards your next fill-up. Shop, spin, and win. Download and play today. Terribles. Deliberately different since 1959. Go to terribles.com for more details.
We're back to the Vegas Golden Knights postgame show, presented by AAA Insurance. Now, here's your host, Ryan Wallace.
AAA Insurance postgame show. The Vegas Golden Knights defeat the Florida Panthers 7-2, take Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final, and a 2-0 series lead on the road for Games 3 and 4 against the Florida Panthers in Sunrise, Florida. The postgame injury report is brought to you by UMC, the exclusive hospital of the Vegas Golden Knights. There was a scary moment, certainly in period number 2, when Matthew Tkachuk put a big hit on Jack Eichel. Jack left the ice, went right down the tunnel, but returned in the third period and didn't seem any worse for wear. We'll get to that when we get to the highlights. So that's good news on the injury front for the Golden Knights. So after some real nervous moments after Jack took that hit from Matthew Tkachuk. Let's get into the highlights. We have a lot of them out of this game, and you know what? We're going to start off with a big-time save, our AAA Insurance save of the game from Aiden Hill on a Carter Verhaeghe breakaway.
Rebound, Eichel trying to drop it in front. Sent up and out of the zone, and now a chance for Verhaeghe down the slot. The lefty shoots, Hill the save! A little bit of shoving afterwards. Aiden Hill stayed with Carter Verhaeghe all the way.
AAA is a proud sponsor of the Vegas Golden Knights, helping you outsmart life on the road and at home with 24/7 roadside assistance, car repair discounts, DMV services, and savings on your home and auto insurance. AAA, outsmart life. So Aiden Hill sets the tone with a big-time stop for the Vegas Golden Knights, and the physicality came out early again, which led to Vegas's first power play of the game. Jonathan Marchessault, who drew the penalty, walked down the wing to open the scoring.
Eichel on it, try to help it up the boards. Stevenson steers it across. Marchessault, and he shoots. He scores! Marchessault! Power play goal. 1-0 Golden Knights. Jonathan Marchessault. Power play goals in consecutive games.
11th goal of the postseason for Jonathan Marchessault, a power play marker from Chandler Stevenson and Jack Eichel. 7:05 of the first period made it 1-0 Vegas. And then later in the period, after Vegas killed off the Panthers' power play, Ivan Barbashev found Alec Martinez for his first goal of the postseason.
Taken at the goal line, Barbashev to the left. Martinez shoots, he scores! Alec Martinez, 2-0 Golden Knights. 2 minutes to go, first period. The Knights kill it off, and they add to their lead.
Alec Martinez from Ivan Barbashev and Jonathan Marchessault, 17:59 of the first period, makes it 2-0 Vegas, and that's how the first period would end. So the Golden Knights up 2-0 would hit the second period looking for more and got it early as Nick Waugh made a great play along the walls, cut into the slot, and beat Sergei Bobrovsky.
Somebody lost a stick. Knights countered. In they go. Carrier with Watt. Waugh run off by Verhaeghe into the left corner. Waugh walks out in front and scores! Nick Waugh! 3-0 Golden Knights. 3 minutes into the second period. First shot of the period. And the second goal of the Stanley Cup playoffs for Nicholas Waugh.
Nick Waugh, second of the postseason from Will Carrier and Zach Whitecloud, 2:59 of the second period, made it 3-0 Vegas. Then the Golden Knights kept up the pressure as they scored a gorgeous goal. Mark Stone setting up Brett Howden's fourth of the postseason.
Collision in the middle. Howden grabs the puck. Howden coming to center. Finds Stevenson. Into the zone with Stone. On the right wing, Stone. Now down the middle. Score! Howden! Brett Howden brings the crowd to its feet once again. 4-0 Knights. 13 minutes to play in the second period.
Brett Howden's fourth of the postseason from Mark Stone and Chandler Stevenson. 7:10 of the second period made it 4-0 Vegas. And then Matthew Tkachuk threw a big hit on Jack Eichel.
And the Knights get it there. Eichel looks ahead, backhands it. Oh, he's decked hard. Helmet pops off. Gloves are dropped. Eichel is skating over to the bench.
So Eichel left the ice, and the second intermission came. So we'd head out to the third period, and Jack Eichel would return to the game, though he'd start the third period on the bench. And the Panthers opened that period by spoiling the shutout for Aiden Hill as Anton Lundell scored his second of the postseason.
Duclair gets a steal and a shot, and it trickles off Martinez into the goal. The Panthers capitalized.
Anton Lundell's second of the postseason from Anthony Duclair, 14 seconds into the third period, made it 4-1 Vegas. But Jack Eichel, who took that big hit from Matthew Tkachuk, took the ice for his first shift of the third and set up Jonathan Marchessault's second goal of the game.
Joined on the left wing side as the Knights change players. Eichel to Marchessault, all alone, scores! Welcome back, Jack. Marchessault makes it 5-1. 2 minutes into the third period.
12th goal of the postseason for Jonathan Marchessault, second of the game from Jack Eichel. 2:10 of the third period made it 5-1 Vegas. Then just past the midway point of the period, William Karlsson won a puck battle, won a race, and set up Michael Amadio's fourth of the postseason.
Looking out towards the point, Mahora had it knocked loose. Carlson off to the races. Carlson behind the D, and he's centered, and they score! Amadio! 6 goals for the Knights. Carlson to Amadio in transition. And the Knights lead by 5 with 9:27 to play in the third period.
Fourth goal of the postseason for Mike Amadio from Will Carlson. 10:33 of the third period made it 6-1 Vegas. And after serving his 10-minute misconduct, Matthew Tkachuk got back into the game and scored his first of the series off a rebound.
Bennett charging in, shoots, blocker, save, rebound, score. Got a whistle after the goal from Tkachuk. Not sure what the whistle was about, but the puck was certainly in the net from Tkachuk.
Matthew Tkachuk's 10th goal of the postseason from Sam Bennett and Josh Mahura. 12:44 of the third period made it 6-2 Vegas. Then Anthony Duclair was called for a cross-check. The Golden Knights went back to work on the power play, and Brett Howden picked up his second goal of the game.
Vegas feeding through center on the right side. Carrier gains the zone with Amadio. Touch pass and a shot. Score! Brett Howden, second of the game. It's a power play goal. 7-2 Golden Knights. 2:08 to go, third period.
Second of the game for Brett Howden, a power play goal from Mike Amadio and Will Carrier. 17:52 of the third period made it 7-2 Vegas, and all that was left in this game was the final call.
Face off won by Watt. The Golden Knights kill the clock, and Stanley Cup Final Game 2 is over. 7-2. The Knights smack down the Florida Panthers. The Flamingos come onto the ice, and the Panthers skate off, trailing the series 2-0.
7-2, the final score. The Golden Knights defeat the Florida Panthers to take a 2-0 series lead in the Stanley Cup Final. And with tonight's Golden Knights win, you win as well. Enjoy 31% off menu-priced pizzas at Pizza Hut tomorrow using the code VGKWINS on pizzahut.com. We are back with more on the AAA Insurance Postgame Show presented by Dollar Loan Center. This is the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Hi, I'm David Wise, 3-time Olympic medalist and proud Nevadan. I'm a registered donor. Did you know that more than 100,000 people in America are waiting on a life-saving transplant? I support Nevada Donor Network's efforts to raise awareness on organ, eye, and tissue donation. One heroic donor can save and heal up to 75 lives. Everyone has the power to be someone's hero. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
You know, a lot of lawyers who advertise here don't even live here. If they say Nevada, they're not from around here. If they think our capital is Las Vegas, they're not from around here. I'm Richard Harris, and I am from Nevada. I grew up here. I went to school here. I raised my family here. No one knows Nevada like we do. If you've been injured, call me, Richard Harris, of the Richard Harris Law Firm, 444-4444, just in case.
UMC, your hometown hospital since 1931, is proud to partner with our hometown team, the Vegas Golden Knights. As the team's exclusive hospital provider, we stand ringside, ready to keep our Golden Knights in top shape, just as we stand by our community with the highest level of care in the state. It's UMC's commitment to excellence for everyone in our hometown. Visit us online at umcsn.com.
There's sports betting, and then there's Circa Las Vegas, an adults-only sports watching nirvana. Now you can watch up to 19 games at the world's largest sportsbook on a 78 million pixel, 3-story mega screen. Plus, it's always spectator season at America's largest pool amphitheater, Stadium Swim. Stadium Swim is open 365 days a year and features all sports on an epic 143-foot screen. Book your reservation at circalasvegas.com. Circa Las Vegas. This is sports the way it should be.
Shoppers, this is your local sweet corn farmer letting you know that Florida sweet corn is in season. Grown right here by farmers just like me. These golden cobs of sunshine are already in the produce section, waiting to go home to your family's dinner table. For all your local grown in-season foods and ingredients, ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. And happy eating.
Save big on new and certified pre-owned vehicles right now at Finley Acura in the Valley Auto Mall. Lease the head-turning 2023 Acura Integra for only $399 per month. The Integra delivers an unforgettable driving experience with its 200-horsepower VTEC turbo engine and sporty paddle shifters. Get into your 2023 Integra today at Finley Acura in the Valley Auto Mall or online at finleyacura.com.
Lease for 36 months, $29.99 due at signing. OAC through Acura Financial Services. Excludes tax, title, license, and document fees. See store for details. Expires 7/5/23.
Think big. That's the Volkswagen Atlas. A comfortable ride, plenty of room, and is recommended by Consumer Reports. And right now at Finley Volkswagen Henderson, get 4.9% APR for 6 years. Stand out with eye-catching style and get into the 2023 Atlas for only 4.9%. So meet me at Finley Volkswagen Henderson in the Valley Auto Mall. OAC through Volkswagen Credit, 4.9% APR, no down payment required. Available on new unused 2023 Atlas models. Monthly payment for every $1,000 you finance for 72 months is $1,606. Expires 7/5/23.
PT's, Sean Patrick's, Sierra Gold, and SG Bar is your locals hotspot for happy hour with 50% off drinks every day. Voted best happy hour in Las Vegas? There's no better place to be. Beat the heat with ice cold beer, signature cocktails, and the best tavern food in town. See you at happy hour for 50% off drinks 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 a.m. to 2 every day. With over 60 locations, there's always a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com to find your favorite neighborhood tavern today.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their bedtime extended. You can get what you want even later, like the Baconator with 6 strips of bacon, or the perfect fries and Frosty Duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary.
We're back to the Vegas Golden Knights postgame show, presented by AAA Insurance. Now, here's your host, Ryan Wallace.
Enjoy all the Golden Knights playoff action with your fellow fans, whether the team is home or on the road for Games 5 and 7. Keep an eye out on VegasGoldenKnights.com for late ticket releases when the team heads to Florida. The official watch party for Game 3 will be at Circus Stadium Swim, and Game 4 is set for the Las Vegas Ballpark. It's AAA Insurance postgame show. The Vegas Golden Knights defeat the Florida Panthers 7-2 in game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas a 2-0 series lead as we shift from Las Vegas to Sunrise, Florida for games 3 and 4.
Stop on by Grainger.com.
Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Southern Recipe pork rinds not only taste bolder than your traditional snack, they're also low-carb, high-protein packed and have 7 grams of collagen per serving. Southern Recipe pork rinds are as tasty out of the bag as they are in your favorite keto-friendly recipe. Find your rind in the snack aisle or at southernrecipe.com. That's southernrecipe.com. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Available in the snack aisle at your local Tractor Supply Company today.
¿Tiene una reclamación contra un negocio del condado de Miami-Dade? Contacte al Centro de Mediación con el Consumidor. Atendemos reclamaciones sobre quejas contra comerciantes, remolque de vehículos, impago de salarios y otras. miamidade.gov/Consumer Protection.
Hey, can you hear me? Okay, good. Well, so can your potential customers. Right here on your Odyssey station. You might be used to skipping social ads, but you are still listening to me right now. And so are your clients. To learn how to drive more business and how Odyssey can help get your message to your customers, visit stateofaudio.com. That's stateofaudio.com.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine? Take advantage of exceptional lease and finance offers today.
My parents came from nothing. 54 years ago, they set out to change the jewelry industry. They put their life savings into starting J.R. Dunn Jewelers. They lost everything. They never expected to be robbed. All their clients' precious jewelry was taken in an instant. They had to do something, and that's just what they did. They went door to door to clients' homes, giving them their word, replacing everything that was stolen. A generation later, we still stand behind our word. We're the jeweler your neighborhood has trusted for over 50 years.
J.R. Dunn.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Dunn. No way! A Brightly Endurance Pro?
You earned it, Steve. If you're a small business owner just like me, then you know how important it is to get and keep good people. My mom and dad put their all into J.R. Dunn Jewelers, but they never did it alone. Our people are the difference. J.R. Dunn is proud to offer exclusive pricing for companies in our local community that want to take care of their real MVPs. We're the jeweler your neighborhood has counted on for over 50 years.
J.R. Dunn.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Streaming June 8th on Peacock. A new original series called Based on a True Story.
She is the victim of the West Side Ripper.
It's him. I know my killers. Variety listed among the most anticipated shows of the summer.
What if we make a podcast about this? We could bring him in on it.
Bring the killer in on what?
The podcast.
From the Emmy Award-nominated producer of The Boys and the Emmy Award-nominated executive producer of Ozark.
Are you in danger?
No, I'm hiding something.
We are in too deep.
Starring Kaylee Cuoco and Chris Messina. A new original series called Based on a True Story. Only on Peacock.
Don't you wish your khaki shorts were legitimately comfortable instead of stiff cotton? Try Bird Dogs. Bird Dogs stretch khaki shorts look like khaki shorts, but feel like gym shorts. They have it all. Anti-stink, sweat-wicking fabric, a super comfortable built-in liner, and zipper pockets to keep everything secure. It's time to swap your old school khakis for Bird Dogs. Go to birddogs.com/MLB and enter promo code BASEBALL for a free baseball hat with your order. That's birddogs.com/MLB, promo code BASEBALL for a free hat. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off, we promise you.
¿Tiene una queja no resuelta contra un negocio local en el condado de Miami-Dade? El Centro de Mediación con el Consumidor puede ayudar. Se ofrecen servicios de mediación en reclamaciones sobre controversias sin comerciantes, remolque de vehículos sin autorización, reparación de autos, impago de salarios, servicios de inmigración y violaciones de la ordenanza sobre transacciones sin efectivo. Queremos proteger sus derechos. Conozca más en miamidade.gov/consumer protection.
Sports lives here. WQAM Miami, WPOW HD2 Miami, WKIS HD2 Boca Raton, the home of the Heat, Hurricanes, Panthers, and Inter Miami.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
And Odyssey Station. Get your sports morning started. Weekdays beginning at 6 with a Joe Rose Show. Dolphins, Heat, Panthers, Hurricanes, 6 to 10 a.m. Monday to Friday on AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
The app, whether you're tuned in on your local affiliate, Sirius XM channel 158, or you could be listening on a smart speaker. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. Thank you to super producer and host Dave Shepard. He's holding it down live in New York City. If you want to talk to us, it's simple. That's 855-212-4CBS. That's 855-212-4CBS. Right before we went to break, we heard from Andy Reid. He was at the White House today. The whole Kansas City Chiefs organization, they were at the White House today because they're Super Bowl champs. And Andy Reid, to the shock of nobody, he was very thrilled and happy with the food. He put a lot of emphasis on the food options at the White House. Also, this evening, all my hockey fans out there, if you're not a hockey fan, you should at least know what's going on. The Golden Knights, they beat down the Florida Panthers tonight, 7-2. Goal after goal after goal after goal after goal after goal after goal. And that's what every single one of the goals sounded like. 7-2, they win. And so now the Golden Knights have a 2-0 series lead in the Stanley Cup Finals. So it looks like they're doesn't look like they are in control to go out here and win it. And I guess the Florida Panthers are finally coming back to reality. And then prior to the break, we also had a conversation. One of our callers, he wanted to just crap on Mike Malone out of all people. Well, Mike Malone didn't seem too happy after the Denver Nuggets lost on Sunday. He basically said our team was toothless, that we sucked at the end of the game. And now we just got to wait to see what happens game 3 in Miami on Wednesday. A matter of fact, Mike Malone wasn't happy after the loss on Sunday. Just take a listen.
Now let's talk about effort. I mean, this is the NBA Finals, and we're talking about effort. That's a huge concern of mine. And you guys probably thought I was just making up some storyline after game 1 when I said we didn't play well. We didn't play well. And tonight, that the starting lineup to start the game is 10-2 Miami. Start the third quarter, they scored 11 points in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And we just got, we had guys out there that were just, whether feeling sorry for themselves for not making shots or thinking they can just turn it on or off. This is not the preseason. This is not the regular season. It's not round. This is the NBA Finals. And that to me is really, really perplexing, disappointing.
All he has to do is tell Jokic to threaten his teammates. That's it. I think if Jokic threatens his teammates, everybody else will show up. Not that difficult. Anyway, Mike Malone, he's an upset head coach, right? He's mad. He's angry. Guys aren't playing with heart, no effort. They let the Miami Heat get back into this game and win it, just like they did the other one, even though they didn't win that game. And so Mike Malone is miserable. I'm sure he yelled at all his guys today, or maybe tomorrow as they head on down, already in Miami, I should say. And then we'll see what happens. Let's actually hear from a happy head coach. Why is he happy? Because he just won a championship, and you would think they took him to Sizzler. You would think that he went to Steakhouse. It's Andy Reid. He went to the White House, and he was very happy about the food. Listen to this.
I'll tell you what, we're fired up to be here as a football team. President Biden, your staff, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for inviting us to the White House. I mean, all right now. Everybody good? We're really fired up. We are really fired. Inviting us to the White House for this celebration of a championship. From the tour that we had to the history here, to the great food, man. You can't forget the great food. To the great food.
He gonna remember that food. I need to see what was on the menu, because the way this man was talking about the food options, I mean, it's Andy Reid. I think he'd get excited about a hot dog, but hey, I'm sure they had the bestest hot dog in America. What do I know? 855-212-4CBS. That's 855-212-4CBS. Hey, we got a lot of callers on the line. We've talked about the Heat earlier on in the show. We talked about the Stanley Cup playoffs. I even told you how bad, historically bad, the Oakland Athletics have been. As we continue on with the show, I want to talk to you about Leonard Floyd going to the Bills. This report that Kyrie wants LeBron in Dallas. What? And then the NFL has another player out here just placing a bet. And it looks like he might have placed a bet on his own damn team. And so we got a lot to do. 855-212-4CBS. That's 855-212-4CBS. Mark is calling from Nova Scotia. You're on CBS Sports Radio.
Just wanted to mention, in my province, Nova Scotia, as you mentioned, we've had a rough couple of weeks with wildfires. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the firefighters and first responders all around the world. Go out every day, bust their ass. Don't ask for credit, and most importantly, don't complain. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Well, thank you. Go ahead.
Isaiah Rodgers. This is getting into Pete Rose territory. When you start betting on your own team, now I'm not saying he should get a lifetime ban, but I'm going to be very interested to see, I'm not the only one, what Roger Goodell is going to do here. Because like I will say, this is Pete Rose territory. Once your own team gets involved, obviously betting against them would be worse. I heard some people commenting on that earlier. But in terms of the integrity of the game, and I had nothing against gambling, but you start betting on your own team, it can't be a slap on the wrist. It can't be a Calvin Ridley 1-year suspension. It's got to be a lot more than that.
Yeah, I was going to reference Calvin Ridley being gone a whole year. He was away from the team at the time, and we know he was traded to the Jags, and he'll actually play his first season there with them. I can imagine he's going to get a year. And so as of right now, to give people some proper perspective, Isaiah Rodgers is a cornerback, plays defense, and a kick returner for the Indianapolis Colts. The NFL is currently investigating to the extent that he gambled. And so both he being Isaiah Rodgers and his team, the Colts, have basically said, yeah, we know this is going on. To another degree, Isaiah Rodgers has put out a statement on Twitter. He says, I know I've made mistakes and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to repair the situation. The last thing I ever wanted to do was be a distraction to the Colts organization, my coaches, and my teammates. I've let people down that I care about. I made an error in judgment, and I'm going to work hard to make sure that those mistakes are rectified through this process. It's an honor to play in the NFL, and I have never taken that lightly. I am very sorry for all of this. Now, this is what he is being investigated for. 100 bets being placed on an account with about, $25 to $50 bets, including Colts games. Now, they are saying that this sportsbook account was opened under the name of a buddy of his, an associate, and that there were 100 bets in this. It's not a lot of money, $25 to $50. And they're saying one bet was in a low 4-figure sum.
JR, I'm sorry to mean to interrupt.
Sure, no, please go ahead.
I don't think the dollar amounts, like the wager amounts, really matter at this point. I would
agree.
I'm going to sound cynical right now because I generally am, but I mean, it's easy to put a statement out like that, which I'm sure is, he didn't. I'm not going to say he didn't write it, man. I don't know the guy, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's easy to say to put out a statement like that when you get caught.
Yeah, well, that's what happens, man. Who runs around admitting guilt? Nobody.
But I mean, look what happened to Pete Rose, right? I mean, Giamatti always said that, I don't know if it's true, but he always said that he wouldn't have given Pete Rose a lifetime ban if he had just copped to it initially. I don't know if that's true. But anyway, I think Goodell's, this is going to be bad for Rodgers. It's going to be really bad.
Well, and it's not like he's some superstar player. Not that it would matter. But he's going to be gone, and I would assume he's going to be gone for a year. Hey, Mark, thank you for calling from Nova Scotia, man. You be safe up there, okay?
Appreciate you, JR. Thank you.
No doubt. Thank you, Mark, for calling from Nova Scotia. Yeah, you can't be out here gambling. The NFL, we went through this situation just what, a month ago, give or take?